right, so we've come to the final leg of the conference. I know we are running a little bit late, so we're going to try to move this along very quickly here. So our next session is Creative Community-Based Tourism, Local Voices for Destination Marketing. And to begin this session, ladies and gentlemen, please, a big round of applause for our Sustainability and Social Responsibility Project and Research Coordinator at PATA. Ladies and gentlemen, big round of applause for Ms. Fernanda Rodak.
Hello and good afternoon. Welcome to our session, Creative Community-Based Tourism, Local Voices for Destination Marketing. It is a great pleasure for me to be here representing my PATA family and to talk about a little bit about our work and also this very interesting and exciting topic. My name is Fernanda and I work at the Sustainability and Social Responsibility Department at PATA. We work with several local and international projects for building the capacity for resilience and sustainability in destinations, businesses, and communities across Asia Pacific. And I will talk a little bit about one of these projects soon. I am here today with Ms. Wanvipa Panyumat from the Designated Areas for Sustainable Tourism Administration to present you a local perspective on the benefits and opportunities for creative community-based tourism and why this form of tourism is so important not only for destination marketing, but also for increasing sustainability. In order to give you this local voice, we will welcome in our session today our three panelists, Dr. Jarei Suwanachart, Mr. Tanawat Cherenpurntip, and Mrs. Punsap Chukel. So in this session today, we will start with a short introduction in a project that PATA, DASTA, and other partners in Thailand are currently working on, TourLink. Then we will look at some key topics on creative community-based tourism and what do they entail and what are the benefits that they bring for communities, visitors, and destinations. After that, Ms. Wanvipa will begin the discussion on the benefits of creative CBTs in Songkhla. Lastly, we will present you a short video with some highlights from yesterday's technical tours. So if you want to see yourself having fun yesterday, just bear with us until the end of the session. Thank you. So to start, the TourLink project is a European Union funded project under the Switch Asia program that aims at greening the Thai tourism supply chain to increase their sustainability performance and enhance their competitive advantages. Ultimately, the project's goal is to strengthen Thailand as a leading sustainable tourism destination. The partners for the project include, besides PATA and DASTA, the European Center for Eco-Agritourism, the Thai Hotel Association, and the Thai Ecotourism and Adventure Travel Association. The project aims at helping Thai tourism tour operators and suppliers to achieve common standards for quality, safety, and sustainability, such as sustainable consumption and production practices, through the development of standards, toolkits, and also through trainings and workshops. TourLink's goals are also to improve Thai tourism businesses' access to green finance schemes, lead them to internationally GSTC accredited certification, and contribute to key sustainability issues in the industry, such as climate change, carbon emissions, plastic waste, food waste, community engagement, and human rights. And when we talk about Thai tourism supply chain, the project mainly focuses on tour operators, land service, transportation, marine excursions, hotels, restaurants, tour guides, CBTs, and animal tourism service providers. And if you want to get to know more about the project, there is a Facebook group called TourLink Together for Thailand, where we share updates and also best practices and case studies. So as for our involvement in the project, PATA has been developing tools and standards specifically for food and plastic waste. For this, we have relaunched and translated existing toolkits, both in English and in Thai, that are available in our website, open-sourced, pata.org/futureoftourism. The next steps of our project are to build on these resources to conduct trainings and workshops in September and October. So also, if you'd like more information on how to get involved and participate in these workshops, please feel free to get in touch with either me or Ms. Movipa. And the other next step is that we're writing a white paper with policy recommendations for enabling sustainability for Thai tourism businesses. So if by chance you have participated in the survey that my colleague Ms. Napason has been conducting these days, it is for this project, and we really appreciate your support. Apart from these toolkits I mentioned, we have recently launched a new resource, the Food and Plastic Waste Standards for Tourism Businesses. The document provides a set of criteria and indicators which work as a checklist for businesses to follow. The criteria are categorized by level of priority from low, medium to high, and to which kind of businesses they are most relevant to. So if, for example, a CBT wants to know how it can minimize food waste in their tours, it can follow the community-based tourism icon along the criteria, or use one of the solution trees at the end of the document that also help guide businesses through the criteria. So moving on to the topic of the day, creative tourism is a form of cultural and heritage tourism that is more participative, engaging, and that allows the co-creation of the tourism experience by the visitors. Creative tourism and CBT go hand in hand because they involve authentic experience and participant learning and knowledge sharing. They also give an opportunity for increasing social, economic, and environmental sustainability, as we will see throughout the session. According to a research by The Economist supported by NBME, creative CBTs are also a trending form of tourism in the post-COVID era, as travelers are increasingly more aware of the impact that their holidays have on the communities and that these communities need to recover. They also want more authentic and meaningful experience with the local culture. At the same time, the research from TravelSet conducted last year in the Asia Pacific shows that also the communities are looking forward to getting more involved in the tourism development and sharing their culture and heritage assets, as there are many opportunities for creative tourism in the region, as gastronomy, as we just seen today, nature-based and indigenous heritage. So what are the benefits of creative community-based tourism? For the communities, apart from the economic value, it is an empowering tool, an opportunity to showcase their local resources and cultural assets. The communities are directly involved in the creation and management of the tourism experiences. They also become more self-reliant as they can diversify the source of income with tourism activities. For the visitors, it provides a hands-on, unique, and authentic experience like the ones that we had yesterday. And it gives the chance to learn new skills, the history and the heritage of the host community directly from the owners and keepers of these traditions and stories. For the destinations, there are two main benefits, resilience and sustainability, which are very closely related. As Liz talked today briefly, another of PATA's sustainability projects is the Tourism Destination Resilience, or as we like to call it, TDR. In our TDR program, we strongly advocate that resilience is a prerequisite for sustainability. This is because years of progress towards any sustainability effort can be easily washed away if a financial crisis happens, a natural disaster, or any other type of challenge. And as part of our TDR program, we have developed an online course, which is open source for anybody to access. It is on their website, CRC, which stands for Crisis Resource Center, so crc.pata.org, and it's available in 6 languages so far, including Thai. The program can also be taken in person, with our local trainers and the PATA staff, as we have done so in Cambodia, Indonesia, Vietnam, and the Philippines. So you can also get in touch with us for more information about that. This course is divided into 10 steps of what we consider to be the most important aspects that a destination needs to build resilience and also sustainability. Module 9 talks specifically about this topic here, the importance of tourism diversification. Having a diverse tourism portfolio with different products and markets reduces the dependency of a destination and increases the resilience towards challenges. The more flexible and adaptive a destination is, the more quickly it can recover from crises. Creative CBTs, in this sense, offer a great opportunity for spreading the benefits of tourism from the most touristic areas, which are often coastal areas, to more rural regions, creating positive effects for the communities that live in these places and for the tourists themselves. This leads then to sustainability, because CBTs, besides providing the diversification for a destination, they are a small-scale form of tourism, and thus they have a low environmental impact. Also, they are managed by the community, who keeps the benefits from the tourism activities, so with no or very little economic leakages. And lastly, I just want to go through quickly the 4 key elements of creative community-based tourism. Number 1, co-creation and visitor engagement. So the tourist not only passively watches the local way of life, but develops their creative potentials, either by cooking, weaving, painting, or maybe climbing trees like yesterday. Community empowerment, number 2, members of the CBT take part in the decision-making, and they choose which aspects of the culture they wish to share with visitors or not. And they also choose the carrying capacity of the tourism activities without compromising their other activities or their well-being. Number 3, destination identity. The experiences reflect the authentic traditions of a population, making sure that these are respected, appreciated, and preserved. And number 4, economic development. Creative CBTs generate learning and working opportunities for community members who are empowered not only culturally, but also financially. CBTs help retain young people in the community and also provides decent work opportunities for minorities such as women. And with this, I will call to stage my colleague, Ms. Wanvipa, for the next part of the session and to begin the panel discussion. Thank you.
Hello, good afternoon, everyone. And thank you so much for Ms. Fernanda. First of all, I'm Wanvipa Panuma, Director of Office of Community-Based Tourism from Designated Area for Sustainable Tourism Administration, or DASTA. And we are very honored and delighted to work closely with PATA to offer you guys, everyone, to join the Destination Experience Program yesterday. So anyone have a chance to join our Destination Experience Program yesterday? Please raise your hand a little bit. Wow. Oh, everyone. Did you have a good time? Oh, thank you so much. Today, basically, thank you, Ms. Fernanda, very much for giving us the core value of creative community-based tourism. But during this session, me and my partners from the local community will share with you the practical, the voice of the locals. This session, I would like to, first of all, let me introduce you a little bit about DASTA. The reason that we offer you the Destination Experience Program yesterday under the concept of creative community-based tourism is because DASTA, we are the governmental office in Thailand that drives sustainable tourism in Thailand, around Thailand. And, and we develop community-based tourism because we have the goals to offer you the unique experience in Thailand, as well as to build the capacity of the local communities, so that we want to make sure that they get the benefit from tourism. And that way, we distribute the benefit from tourism to the local stakeholders. And to do that, we work closely also with the Global Sustainable Tourism Council or GSTC as a guideline to make sure that the community-based tourism in Thailand is aligned with the international guidelines and have a good management system, as well as giving the unique experience to you all. So today I'm not coming here alone. I will be here with the 3 representatives from the local communities that they are the people, our main key partners in offering you the good experience yesterday. So they come from different routes that you guys get to experience. So please kindly welcome our very good partner to offer the first route at Heritage Singora, Dr. Jare Suvarnachat on the stage. Please. And Dr. Jare is the lecturer of Faculty of Architecture from Rajamangala University of Technology, Sivichai. And he also the founder of Songkhla Heritage Trust. And the second route, the second one is the flavor of Got Yaw. So please welcome Mr. Thanawat Charan Pontip, head of Got Yaw Tourism Club. He's the one who worked closely with the local producer in Got Yaw for several times, for several years, to make sure that their standard is uplifted. And the last route is the Songkhla Lakes local charms. Please welcome Mrs. Punsap Chu Kaew, the head of Node Nale Learning Center from Thai Hin community, please. And in Thai Hin community, Mr. Punsap has been working and using community-based tourism as a development tool for decades. So, can I sit down? Okay. So, welcome everyone on the stage, and this is a good opportunity. Let me briefly tell you that this session is going to be very special because I will speak in Thai, and everyone will speak in Thai. But I myself will make sure that their message, their voice, this is the voice from the people who develop, maintain, and taking care of their hometown, just to make sure that our tourist destination is sustainable, is attractive, and a happy place to share, to learn, and for you to have a good experience. So they will share their thoughts in Thai, and I will make sure that their key message is presented. So for this event, the main objective of PDMF 2022 is that we want to promote the new destination and emerging destination. So that's why let me start with the first question. I want 3 of you to present from your perspective, from your local thoughts, because you are the local people living in Songkhla for your whole life. I want to know from your perspective, what are the highlights of each of your hometown that can add value to Songkhla as an emerging destination. So, Dr. Jare, let me start with Dr. Jare first from the Songkhla Old Town. Dr. Jare คะ Dr. Jare คิดว่าตัวเมืองเก่าสงขลามีอะไรที่เป็นไฮไลท์หรือมีอะไรที่เป็นตัวเพิ่มมูลค่าให้กับสงขลาในฐานะที่เป็นจังหวัดที่เป็นแหล่งท่องเที่ยวใหม่ๆได้บ้างคะอาจารย์เชิญค่ะ
ขอบคุณมากครับก่อนอื่นต้องขอบคุณพาต้านะครับแล้วก็สวัสดีทุกท่านที่อยู่ในห้องประชุมด้วยนะครับในเรื่องของเมืองเก่าสงขลานะครับโชคดีที่เราเนี่ยเป็นเมืองที่ก่อสร้างมานานนะครับเป็นเมืองที่มีลักษณะความเป็นพหุวัฒนธรรมสูงนะครับเริ่มแรกสร้างเมืองเนี่ยเรามีชุมชนต่างๆเนี่ยทั้งชุมชนพี่น้องชาวไทยพุทธชาวมุสลิมนะครับรวมถึงคนจีนเนี่ยอาศัยอยู่ในขอบเขตขอบรั้วเดียวกันก็คือกำแพงเมืองนะครับและด้วยความที่เป็นเมืองเก่าที่มีค่ายครูประตูหอรบเนี่ยนะครับสิ่งที่สำคัญที่สุดเนี่ยมันก็ทำให้เราเป็นเมืองชั้นเอกนะครับอย่างสผ.เนี่ยกระทรวงทรัพยากรธรรมชาติสิ่งแวดล้อมเนี่ยได้ให้เราเนี่ยเป็นเมืองเก่านะครับระดับชาติ1ใน10เมืองเก่านะครับและ1ใน2เมืองปากใต้ที่เป็นเมืองเก่าเพราะฉะนั้นของเราเนี่ยเป็นเมืองชั้นเอกก็เลยด้วยมีค่ายครูประตูหอรบเนี่ยทำให้เราเนี่ยมีศาลหลักเมืองมีศาลเจ้าพ่อหลักเมืองนะครับความน่ารักอีกอันหนึ่งของเราก็คือด้วยความเป็นเมืองของเราเนี่ย เรามีความหลากหลายนะครับสะท้อนสู่ทั้งอาหารการกินวิถีชีวิตสถาปัตยกรรมนะครับหลายท่านเนี่ยถ้าไปเมืองอื่นเนี่ยอาจจะเห็นสถาปัตยกรรมเนี่ยเป็นรุ่นเดียวกันแต่ของเราเนี่ยนะครับท่านเดินแต่ละบล็อกเนี่ยก็จะเห็นสถาปัตยกรรมเนี่ยที่มีความหลากหลายแตกต่างกันนะครับสิ่งต่างๆเหล่านี้มันกระจุกตัวอยู่ในเมืองแคบๆถ้าเทียบกับเมืองอื่นเนี่ยเมืองอื่นอาจจะมีทุกอย่างค่อนข้างครบแต่ว่ากระจายอยู่ในพื้นที่ขนาดใหญ่เสน่ห์สงขลาที่สำคัญคืออยู่ในพื้นที่เล็กๆสามารถเดินได้ทั่วถึงครับ
ขอบคุณอาจารย์มากเลยค่ะ Thank you so much so for him to present the old town the hidden gems the core value and the main values of Songkhla Old Town is that the Songkhla Old Town is a very multicultural city and it has been built and been the primary city of Thailand since the old days. So that's why it mixed with the culture of Muslim, Christian, Chinese, and Thai, local Thai. So you can see and reflect from the food, the mixture of the food, the architecture, or even like the products that the local people are producing. And another interesting thing about Songkhla Old Town is that the size of the city itself is very small, it's very compact, and it's very diverse. So the good thing is that it can be explored by walking in one day. But the interesting thing more than that is that if you have more time than one day, there is so many hidden places that can be led by the local people for you to explore. And actually, yesterday, we already show you some of the hidden gems that if you walk it by yourself, then you wouldn't understand what it is. So let's move to second route, Got Yaw. Got Yaw actually is one of the place that the destination that has been popular for a while. But from your perspective, from the local perspective, what is actually the main value of เกาะยอคุณธนวัฒน์ค่ะเกาะยอไฮไลท์หรือว่าสิ่งที่เป็นสิ่งที่คนในท้องถิ่นภาคภูมิใจที่อยากจะถ่ายทอดให้คนที่นี่ได้รู้จักเนี่ยมีอะไรบ้างคะ
ครับสวัสดีนะครับเกาะยอมีความโดดเด่นด้วยความเอกลักษณ์ทางด้านภูมิศาสตร์เนื่องจากว่ามีสภาพเป็นเกาะมีน้ำล้อมรอบในรอบปีเราจะมีทั้งน้ำจืดน้ำกร่อยน้ำเค็มซึ่งจะหมุนเวียนกันมาในรอบปีซึ่งจะส่งผลทำให้ไม่ว่าจะเป็นเรื่องของสัตว์น้ำเรื่องของผลไม้จะมีรสชาติที่ดีเลิศกว่าที่ในพื้นที่อื่นๆนอกจากนี้เราจะมีในเรื่องของโบราณสถานโบราณวัตถุซึ่งมีอายุเก่าแก่มากกว่า200ปีซึ่งนั่นบ่งบอกถึงความเจริญรุ่งเรืองมาเมื่อในอดีตนอกจากนี้เราก็ยังมีแหล่งศูนย์รวมของชนเผ่าภาคใต้ของสถาบันทักษิณคดีศึกษาซึ่งได้รวบรวมเอาไว้อย่างครบถ้วนซึ่งอันนี้จะเชื่อมโยงเหมือนเป็นก็เรียกว่าพิพิธภัณฑ์อันหนึ่งและจะโยงมาถึงความเป็นวิถีชีวิตจริงของชาวเกาะยอไม่ว่าจะในเรื่องของการอาชีพในเรื่องของการประมงในเรื่องของการทำสวนผลไม้ในเรื่องของการทอผ้าอันนี้เราได้รวบรวมเอาไว้ให้ได้รับชมกันอยู่นะครับและที่โดดเด่นอีกอันหนึ่งครับหลายท่านอาจจะไม่ค่อยได้ไปดูเมื่อคราวที่เมื่อวานนะครับก็คือเรามีที่พักกลางน้ำคล้ายๆกับเรียกว่าเหมือนกับมันดีฟเหมือนกันแต่ว่าของเราอีกแบบหนึ่งอันนี้เป็นการต่อยอดมาจากขนำเฝ้าปลากระพงนะครับคือจะเป็นที่ชื่นชอบของนักท่องเที่ยวมากเลยครับในส่วนของขนำเฝ้าปลากระพงหรือว่าโฮมสเตย์ของเราที่อยู่กลางน้ำครับขอบคุณครับ
Thank you very much. So for Got Yaw, from the local perspective, the main highlight is that the first thing is that the mixture, the unique location, like is an island. So the water around the island create a very unique environment, like from fresh water, salted water, and make it as a brackish water. So that makes the flavor of the fruit and the seafood from Got Yaw very unique and very popular. Everyone who comes to Got Yaw would ask to taste some of the local fruit. And the second thing that very unique to Got Yaw is that there is so many historical places, like back 200 years back, that shows the prosperity and the civilization that start back from the ancient days. And the third point that he wants to highlight is that Got is very close to the main attraction, the folklore museum that has been managed by Thaksin University. This is the place where every story from the southern part of Thailand has been gathered into one place, and you can just spend the whole day to walk around, or even half day, walk around the museum, and another half day to see from the real Got people. And the last one that he wants to point out, and the thing that people who go to Got might not get to experience yet, is that, and you have to come back for the next time, is the floating homestays. Like they have this is the place where the real fishermen stay and do the fishing. So you get the experience to do the local fishing from with the local as well. Okay, let's move to the third route from Tha Hin community. Tha Hin community is the very unique community in Songkhla province. So let's hear from Mrs. Prunsap, like what is the highlight that you want to mention and present to the audience ค่ะป้าลมค่ะป้าลมอยากจะแนะนำชุมชนท่าหินนะคะในฐานะที่เป็นชุมชนที่ทำเรื่องท่องเที่ยวโดยชุมชนมานานเนี่ยว่ามีความโดดเด่นในเรื่องอะไรบ้างคะเรียนเชิญค่ะ
ค่ะสวัสดีค่ะชุมชนท่าหินเนี่ยเราทำในเรื่องของอัตลักษณ์ก็คือวิถีชีวิตโหนดนาเลโหนดก็คือตาลตะโหนดซึ่งมีประโยชน์มากมายตั้งแต่รากถึงใบนะคะโดยเฉพาะตัวน้ำตาลตะโหนดเนี่ยเอามาประกอบอาหารแล้วก็ทำเป็นตัวน้ำตาลตะโหนดผงที่เหมาะกับสุขภาพนะคะแล้วก็ส่วนลำต้นเนี่ยใช้ทำบ้านเรือนทำเครื่องเฟอร์นิเจอร์ต่างๆใบใช้เป็นเครื่องจักสานตัวเนื้อของลูกตาลสุกเนี่ยสามารถเอามาทำสบู่ทำโลชั่นทำในเรื่องของเซรั่มนะคะก็มีประโยชน์อีกมากมายในเรื่องเกี่ยวกับตาลตะโหนดทีนี้ตัวของงวงตาลเราก็สามารถเอามาทำน้ำตาลได้นะคะในเรื่องของนานะคะในเรื่องของนาเนี่ยชุมชนท่าหินเราทำนาในเรื่องของพันธุ์ข้าวพื้นบ้านก็จะมีพันธุ์ข้าวสาลีพันธุ์ข้าวสังหยดซึ่งมันเป็นข้าวที่เราทำเพื่อเวลาเกิดภัยพิบัติก็คือน้ำท่วมมันจะเขาเรียกว่ามันจะยืดตัวขึ้นสูงแล้วก็มันจะให้เมล็ดพันธุ์ที่อุดมสมบูรณ์ตอนเวลาหน้าแล้งก็คือทนแล้งทนฝนนะคะวิถีเลก็คือวิถีการทำประมงในทะเลสาบสงขลาซึ่งทะเลสาบสงขลาเรามี3น้ำจืดน้ำเค็มน้ำกร่อยเราก็ทำแนวเขตอนุรักษ์ในการปล่อยพันธุ์สัตว์น้ำเพื่อคืนความอุดมสมบูรณ์ให้กับทะเลสาบสงขลาแล้วก็วิถีชีวิตของชาวบ้านที่นั่นก็จะได้มีสัตว์น้ำที่อุดมสมบูรณ์ในการที่จะประกอบอาชีพแล้วก็เราก็สามารถต่อยอดในเรื่องของการสร้างบ้านปลาให้กับชุมชนเพื่อที่จะฝืนความอุดมสมบูรณ์ให้กับทะเลสาบสงขลาค่ะ
Oh wow, thank you so much. So for the Tha Hin community, the main highlights that she wants to point out is the Node Nale livelihood. This is like a very local livelihood. Node actually in Thai is mean like the palm sugar. So the livelihood of the local people in Tha Hin community is really closely related with the palm sugar trees. Like they use every part of the palm sugar tree for different purpose. For example, like the leaf is used to make the basket, or the fruit itself has been used to make the soap, and also the palm sugar juice. We can make the sugar out of it. And the node, na is mean the rice paddy. And in this Tha Hin community, they have the very specific type of rice that can be grown in the water, which called khao sari rice or sangyot rice, which is very unique for the area of Songkhla Lagoon. So they have this type of rice that they usually serve to the tourists for their local food. And lay is the southern Thai words meaning the lake or the lagoon. So lay is mean like the livelihood that they spend in the Songkhla Lagoon with the fishing methods and with the conservation projects that the community is making. to make sure that the natural resource in the lake, the lagoon, is still preserved and sent to the next generation. So this is, you can see that the highlights of each of the local community is different. It's very diverse. So that is the elements that make Songkhla ready for become an emerging destination for tourists as well. But yesterday, most of you might enjoy the unique experience from these 3 routes. But another question that I want you to share, 3 of you to share, is that why you get involved in tourism, like why community-based tourism? Because tourism can be a 2 sides of the coin. So I want to hear, like, how does tourism benefit the local communities? Or what are the benefits that you see from involving with the community-based tourism? Let's start with you, Dr. Ture. ประโยชน์ที่เมืองเก่าสงขลาค่ะได้เห็นชุมชนได้รับเนี่ยค่ะจากการท่องเที่ยวมีอะไรบ้างคะอาจารย์
ขอบคุณมากนะครับก็เริ่มอันดับแรกนะครับต้องขอบคุณทุกท่านที่ไปเยือนนะครับทำให้ตอนเช้าวันที่3เราตื่นด้วยความตื่นเต้นนะฮะมีชีวิตชีวาทุกคนพร้อมจะต้อนรับนะฮะแล้วแต่60ทั้งนั้นนะฮะผมอ่อนสุด50กว่านะครับก็ทำให้เมืองเรามีชีวิตชีวามากขึ้นนะครับคนในเมืองเนี่ยได้พบปะผู้คนใหม่ๆนะครับคนสงขลาเนี่ยตอนนี้เราจะไปสู่มรดกโลกนะครับแต่จริงๆแล้วเนี่ยถ้าเทียบเนี่ยคนสงขลาเนี่ยเป็นคนประหยัดติดอันดับโลกนะฮะใช้ชีวิตเรียบง่ายนะครับประหยัดมากเพราะฉะนั้นในสิ่งที่ความประหยัดเนี่ยเราก็พยายามที่จะแบ่งปันกันนะครับเราขายของเนี่ยเวลาเราขายของสมมติขายขนม2ถาดเนี่ยท่านมา10คนเราก็ขาย2ถาดนะฮะท่านมา100คนเราก็ขาย2ถาดเหมือนกันเพราะฉะนั้นสิ่งที่เกิดขึ้นก็คือเราจะต้องให้คนรุ่นใหม่หรือลูกหลานเนี่ยกลับมาขายของมาแบ่งปันเพราะฉะนั้นท่านมาเยือนเราเนี่ยเราก็กระจายรายได้ครับไปสู่คนรุ่นใหม่มีอาชีพไม่ต้องไปต่างบ้านต่างเมืองนะครับแล้วก็สิ่งที่สำคัญอันนึงก็คือว่ามีป้ายอันนึงครับน่ารักมากเลยเขียนว่าร้านนี้อร่อยนะครับมีของอร่อยแต่ถ้าเดินถัดไปเนี่ยอร่อยกว่าอันนี้แสดงถึงอะไรแสดงถึงความแบ่งปันของคนในเมืองนะครับด้วยที่ท่านมาเยือนเนี่ยก็ทำให้ทุกคนเนี่ยสดชื่นขึ้นนะครับเทียบกับ10 ปีที่แล้วเนี่ยเราค่อนข้างจะเหงาสักนิดเป็นเมืองคนสูงอายุนะครับอันนี้ก็คือสิ่งหนึ่งที่เห็นได้ชัดเลยครับจากการท่องเที่ยวที่เข้ามาครับผม
ขอบคุณดร. เจเรมากค่ะ thank you so much what Dr. เจเร see by getting more tourists in Songkhla Old Town is that the first thing it makes the city itself more lively. It's revitalized the city. It used to be the city full of old people, and it's a very small city, so everyone know each other. He mentioned that with the tourists, after without the tourism, the residents they have nothing else to talk about anymore, because it's very small. So with the tourists coming to the city, it gets the experience and the opportunity for the local people to get to tell their story to the outsider, get more life, get more economic benefit as well. And another thing that help with that is that the young people come back to the old town, and you see a lot of small cafes, small business, and that embrace the sharing essence of the city. Because it's very small, you cannot get everything, you cannot just get exclusive, or you cannot, just do everything by yourself. So it embraces the sense of sharing in the local communities. He mentioned that there is a very cute sign in one of the shop, in the food shop, that's saying that this shop is good, but if you walk a little bit, next shop is also better. So this shows the sense of sharing in the community as well. And last thing is that it brings the pride to the local people. It brings for them to appreciate their history, their essence, their values. So this is the benefit that he see from tourism. What about in เกาะยอค่ะคุณธนวัฒน์ทุนฐานวัฒน์ What about เกาะยอ What are the benefits that you see from getting the tourists or involved in community-based tourism ประโยชน์ที่เกาะยอได้รับจากการที่ทำเรื่องท่องเที่ยวโดยชุมชนนะคะมีอะไรบ้างคะ
จากการท่องเที่ยวโดยชุมชนนะครับทางเกาะยอของเรานะครับก็สิ่งที่เห็นเด่นชัดก็คือเกิดความเข้มแข็งของชุมชนนะครับโดยเฉพาะการรวมตัวกันของกลุ่มอาชีพ มีความหลากหลายที่เข้ามามีส่วนร่วมในกระบวนการท่องเที่ยวนะครับต่อมาก็ก่อให้เกิดรายได้นะครับรายได้ที่กระจายไปทั่วทุกภาคส่วนในชุมชนนะครับและอีกส่วนหนึ่งที่สำคัญก็คือการได้รับการพัฒนาจากทุกภาคส่วนนะครับไม่ว่าจะด้านเป็นด้านสาธารณูปโภคด้านสิ่งแวดล้อมด้านสาธารณสุขซึ่งทั้งหมดนี้นะครับจะก่อให้เกิดความมั่นคงมั่งคั่งและยั่งยืนของชุมชนครับขอบคุณครับ
Thank you. So the benefit that Goyo see from tourism is that the first thing is it helps develop the skill and the capacity of the local people or the local producer. So because tourists have certain expectation as well. So they have to be develop their skills and their capacity to welcome the tourists to their local community. And that way it sees the economic distribution among the local producer, among the supply chain of tourism in the local area. And the last thing that he see, very concrete example is that he see the local infrastructure improvement that can be supported by the private and public sector, being the roads, the electricity, and this kind of thing. That is like a basic requirement for the local people that get the benefit from tourism. What about in Thai Hin community? What is the benefit? Because you have been using tourism as a development tool for more than 3 decades. What are the benefits that you see very in Thai Hin community? ป้าลมค่ะประโยชน์ที่การท่องเที่ยวโดยชุมชนเนี่ยทำให้เกิดขึ้นในชุมชนเนื่องจากป้าลมเนี่ยทำมาหลาย10 ปีเนี่ยค่ะมีอะไรบ้างคะ
ค่ะก็จากที่เราทำท่องเที่ยวชุมชนเนี่ยก็เกิดการที่เรามีทรัพยากรของทะเลสาบสงขลาที่อุดมสมบูรณ์ขึ้นสร้างเศรษฐกิจสร้างรายได้ให้กับชุมชนที่เพิ่มขึ้นเราได้คนรุ่นใหม่ที่กลับมาอยู่ท่าหินมาอยู่กับชุมชนแล้วก็คอยช่วยกันดูแลช่วยเหลือพัฒนาชุมชนท่าหินแล้วก็ทำให้มีการช่วยเหลือเกื้อกูลกันมากขึ้นแล้วก็คุณภาพชีวิตของคนดีขึ้นทำให้พวกเราเนี่ยได้มีสิ่งดีๆที่ได้มีเวลาให้กับชุมชนแล้วก็ช่วยเหลือชุมชนได้มากขึ้นนี่คือการที่พวกเราได้จากการท่องเที่ยววิถีชีวิตโหนดนาเลของตำบลท่าหินค่ะ
Okay, oh, you wrap up very quickly. Okay. So basically, because she has been using tourism as a development tool for our community for a long time, so the benefit that you see is many layers. The first thing is that it helps protect the natural resource in the lagoon, like in the lake, and that way it means the better food security. With the better food security, it brings the local economy improvement as well. And that way, the young people come back and become the fishermen, right? They see the opportunity to live in their hometown. They don't need to go and immigrate to anywhere else. And with the better quality of life in the local community, it means that they have more time and more resources to spread the happiness to other people and to help other people and allows them to, become, getting to the chance to share with other people. So this is the benefit from tourism that these 3 communities see. I want to, because we are running out of time, I want to summarize a little bit about what we are talking here. This session, I want to point out and emphasize to all of you that this is a real things that the local community get from tourism. This morning, we all talk about how to market the destination, how to make the destination more resilient and everything like that, and for sustainability. But these 3 representatives from the local community is the real example of how tourism can be beneficial and meaningful. And I want to point out as DASTA, this stage is not about DASTA. We are only the facilitating. We are, as a government, we support them to reach their goals. But I want to emphasize to everyone that when we talk about sustainable tourism, it means that it needs to be inclusive. It needs to be bifocal. It needs to be the place where both the tourists and the local people wins together and get the benefit from tourism together. And this way, it means that they get involved, they participate, and they use tourism as a development tools. So I want to remind you the real meaning of tourism. It's the place where people connect and people unite, and also people get to share the good vibes, the experience, right? And I want you to think beyond the economic benefit as well, because you can see that we briefly talk about economic benefit, but there is beyond, there is social and environmental benefit that the local community really get from tourism as well. And just to end in the things that I want to emphasize, because we want to drive sustainable tourism together. Creative, community-based tourism is, you can see that it's very small. It might be small, but we guarantee that it's beautiful and it's low impact because it's small, right? And another thing is that the community might not be perfect because it's not standardized, but it is unique. And you cannot find that kind of experience anywhere else. And it can be very simple. The experience is very simple, but it's guaranteed that it's very meaningful to the local people and to the tourists as the same as you experienced yesterday. So this is the thing that I want to emphasize, and I want you to really think about it, and let's work together to make tourism become the better tools for everyone. Okay, and I want to show you the real evidence, the real happiness that we experienced from yesterday. It's the happiness and it's the smile from both the host community and yourself. So let's see the video, please. Please give a big applause to the three representatives from local people. Please. Thank you so much, everyone, for visiting Songkhla and think about local communities. Thank you.
Thank you much. Really fantastic, fantastic session. Kapkun Kap, Kapkun Kap. And a big round of applause for our moderator, Kun Monvipa. And a big round of applause for whoever created that video, because I'm sure they did not sleep last night. I mean, realistically, the tour was yesterday, and the video was produced today. So, really, a big round of applause to that person.
Great job. Great job.
Thank you.
So, we've come down to our final presentation for the day. And without further ado, the closing keynote is Always On, the campaign never stops. And with that, please welcome to the stage the CEO of Steller, ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Pete Bryant.
Thanks, Paul. All right. Okay, we did it. We did it. This is it. Everybody feeling as excited as I am because this is a very special event for me First time to Thailand. First time as a new member to PATA. So thank you very much, Liz, Peter. Big round of applause for the PATA team. This is an incredible event, really. I'm halfway around the world and I feel at home. So like many of you, yesterday was a very special experience. I was in the Songkla Lake region and was really taken by the people and really taken by the fishermen. I love to fish, to come halfway around the world and not be able to share a common language with someone, but to share a craft is really, really special. And in particular, our guide, our boat, I felt a unique bond. And we had fun, and he was very stoic. I kind of coined him as a governor of the lake because everywhere we went, everybody waved and talked to him, and I truly was embodied in that moment. It was special for me. I shared it with my friends, my family. 2 hours later, there was like 12,500 views on Reels. And it really it dawned on me, like it has every day since we started Steller. That's why we built the platform. That's why we built it, is to take that one moment on a lake in a country where most people haven't traveled to, in a place where I can guarantee you people haven't traveled to, and share it with the world with a push of a button and some sharing of emotion. So who is Steller? Steller is a technology platform that was originally intended just to be able to tell stories. What really happened, I don't know, maybe 2-3 months after our launch, we were taken over by travelers. It became a natural narrative and a natural platform through our authoring environment, our community, and our publishing tools for travelers to share experiences with one another around the world. Today, there are over 1.5 million travelers on our platform. There's over 30 million pieces of content shared worldwide. The platform is always on, it's never off. It's amazing to think about that. The news, you can turn on, you can turn off. Media is on and off. Content is never off. It's always on. Our platform has continued to evolve. Our tools that we give our creators aren't just travelers anymore. Creators are businesses, they're tourism boards, they're viable assets and communities around the world that can share their experiences with a global audience with no restrictions. There's no four walls. We are wide open for business, and we continue to propagate that message both on the creator community and into the market, working in destinations, working with PATA members to showcase countries and destinations that many people have no idea about, but as told through creators, as told through influencers. It's a powerful platform. And we hope to be, like my experience yesterday, a deeper reflection of a local community. Our core platform is millennial, it's Gen Z. They live a life of experiences, that's all they know. And we want to be a home for them and for you to share this. So here's a brief video about Steller.
The streets fill up, we mix with light. shout, you don't know how it blows. So good to feel the rush again. And it's never coming down. We're invincible.
So imagine a world where content is not just a message, content is a messenger, and its platform is always on. That's the world in which we live today. It's also an opportunity for all of us. Content is important for us. It allows for us to share authentic, real experiences. That first-person narrative is as critical today, post-COVID, as ever before. Cities have changed, destinations have changed, and people want to know. And this younger generation, I'm here to tell you, because I listen to them every single day, if it's a corporate message, if it's an overly produced message, they see it, they know it, they want real, and they demand it, and that's why they produce it. Content is core for us. We travel the world to create it. We work with destinations to create a powerful platform of which they can share that with the world. We also leverage content to work back into the community. Imagine this experience that we had yesterday on that lake. We had palm oil, we had food, we had basket weaving. All of those are small businesses that have a voice, have a home, and we want to give them the narrative. We want to give them the tools, very easy to use, very quick to publish, and share that all over the world. So we don't think of it as just a content message. We think about it as an integrated message all the way down to that lake, to that dear, sweet, basket-weaving woman who, as we were leaving yesterday, ran up and asked to have a photo taken on her phone. I will take that with me forever. It was a very special moment. Content does that to people. It's emotive. It's incredible. It's very, very powerful as a tool. We take that content and we amplify it through destination campaigns. This started 3 years ago when we brought 27 influencers from all over the world to experience Ireland in a way that they've never done it before. They didn't need another 1 million people to come to Dublin. They needed 1 million people to go find the other cool parts of their country. And it launched a whole new world for us, where we work hand in hand with destinations all over the world now to share that unique story. Even if it's just one creator that travels there to experience that, the amplitude of that message is powerful. It's integral. It's critical today. And what's also amazing when we do these campaigns is that we work very, very deeply with the destinations to embody and identify what are you trying to say? Who are you trying to say it to? I was talking with a gentleman from Palau who has a very, very specific message around conservation. How do I do that? Well, there are creators that that's all they know. That's all they live for is conservation. Imagine that creator coming to your country, to Palau, and then sharing with their world, their audience, that message and the impact of that message. We have fun with it, these events. We just finished one in Georgia. We call it the Summer Edition. They're a 2-season destination. This is the Republic of Georgia. We'll talk a little bit about their use case in a second. Where in the closing event, the entire tourism industry in Tbilisi showed up. It was amazing. You had small single guide tour operators, you had hoteliers, you had photographers, you had the entire industry wanted to come to celebrate and the release and launch of 15 creators to share the summer message of Georgia with the world. It's a powerful platform and a powerful opportunity. We launched Singapore in the spring. We had 9 creators, very specific, in this case, Western US, Western Canada. particular age, a particular look and feel. The undercurrent was adventure, right? That seems to be the theme. We've heard it, all day today. This sense of experience, this sense of adventure, it's quite real. But there's an entire travel demographic that is cooped up, ready to go. This is what they want. They want to come and have an experience. And adventure is the verb. It's the action word. So these 9 creators land, as you well know, in partnership with Singapore Tourism. They have a pretty incredible airport that it's its own experience. And from there, they chartered out to beaches, to rivers. They went all over the place. The campaign, in a very short amount of time, generated some powerful metrics. 25 million impressions, a staggering ROI number based on the invested capital. It doesn't take much, and the content is still flowing. The content is still driving out into the market. It's still amplifying, because that's what creators do. They tell their audience what they've done. In January, we did the first ever winter edition of Georgia. They wanted to put their name on the map for skiers, to say, yeah, there's Austria, there's Switzerland, there's Italy, there's the US, and then there's the Caucasus, the Republic of Georgia. A really, really long flight from Seattle, I must tell you, worth every minute of it. Okay, we gathered 15 creators. Average age was 28. These were skiers, these were experienced, adventurous, and together we discovered Georgia in all its beauty. There was one creator who was a former professional skier who later told his audience in an Instagram post, "It was the single best ski experience of my life." It meant that much, and it was the people that made it happen. It was the local experience. It was dining in someone's home that drove that experience. They're still talking about it. The message is still trickling out into the marketplace, and we're really excited to return in January and do it again. Perhaps this time representing skiers from new and interesting destinations, perhaps the Middle East, perhaps Asia, discovering everything that Georgia has to offer the world. Staggering, over 100 million impressions, almost 3 million in earned media value against, again, a very, very small investment. And the content today is still marveled by not just the creators, but by other destinations. I want that. I want that kind of experience. Well, the reality is you all have it. It's there. We just need to pair you up with the right creators and get that message out on our platform and out to the world to see. So if I can leave you with anything, I'll leave you with this. This new world, this always-on world, is a powerful world. It takes focused attention. It takes commitment. It has to be integrated. We spent most of COVID, as everybody did, iron sharpens iron, right? Like, we had to get better at what we were doing. We integrated our back end into Trivago, which is now Expedia, which will now be, hopefully, all of the supply chain in Asia connected into this content experience, so that you can go from a single 8-second video of a fisherman on a lake in Thailand to book that experience and travel alone, travel with your couple, travel with your friends, travel with your family, all through one user experience, right? I think we in the travel industry, we earn that, we demand that. Like, there's the one thing that's the most frustrating element and why we wake up every day and don't sleep that much at night on our platform is we want that user experience to be frictionless. right? Because we know, for me, that boat ride, I'll have for the rest of my life. And I want somebody else to experience that, but I want it to be easily done. So remember this. Content is your message. It's your messenger. It's platform, the very platform of which it goes out to market to inspire people all over the world. It's always on. You can't jump in and jump out and do it this month but not next month. Why? Because maybe somebody was trying to listen and they missed your message. Why should I go to Asia? I don't know. But if it's there and it's in front of you and it's engaging you and you're starting to follow it, then we have people's attention. And so, look, let's just remember, this is an incredible industry. Let's have fun with it. Let's engage. Let's produce content and celebrate. Because we made it. We did this day, and for me, I'll never forget this experience. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Pete.
Yeah.
If you have any questions for Pete, you can also email him as pete@steller.co or scan his card. Thank you so much for that presentation. We've come to the end of the conference. However, I do have one last business. We did talk about the social media contest, so there are 5 prizes to give out for today. So with that, I would like to invite Pata CEO Liz Ortiguera on stage to help me hand out the prizes. Okay, there were 5 categories for the social media posts. Me and another gentleman helped me choose the photos. So with that, we'll start with the first category. And in the first category of Best Nature Photo, it is D3X3D. So who is that? Are you here? You want to come on stage and get your prize? Congratulations for a very beautiful photo. Really showing the local people as well as the nature in the background. Nice, calm, relaxing photo. Congratulations. The best nature photo. And the next category for Best Food Photo, again, sorry, don't go anywhere. D3X3D. Now, it's not just this photo, it's actually a series of photos he had, which that's why we chose this particular set. Feel free to share the prize with your colleagues. Really, great job out there. Also, he did add some great content along with his post. So it wasn't just the photos and the series of photos, but the content itself. The most creative photo is Natiyanatorn. Natiyanatorn, are you here? Don't know who that might be. All right, that person is not here, so we'll just move on to the next photo. The best experiential video, I can't share it here because you can't really share video, but this one is actually from Pete. He was just talking about it, the one with 17,000 views. So if you have a chance, follow Pete. I don't know, what's Pete, when he comes on stage, I'll ask him what his handle is, but yes, really, it's a great video, really a lot of views, a lot of likes, really amazing. Congratulations, Pete. He really knows his content. What's your handle?
Pete Bryant, 71.
All right, there you go. So follow him on Instagram. You can check out his video there. It's a boat ride along the lake. Now the last category is best photo, I believe, and it's from Julia Jim. Julia Jim, All right. And I believe that is Pete climbing the tree. Thank God he didn't fall and get hurt. But realistically, you know, it really shows the experiential experience. And you see there's many people taking photos at the bottom of that screen. So really fantastic photo. Congratulations. Thank you to all of you who stayed at Liz. Don't go anywhere. Stay here because you'll do the wrap up. But thank you for everyone who posted during the tours yesterday. We're just going to move the podium over to the middle. While Liz here will wrap up and say some last few words to end today's event. Now, if you have any questions about today's conference, feel free to contact the PATA staff at the registration desk. You can also email us at events@pata.org. The video will be available, of course, for all the delegates here. We'll let you know by email, as well as some of the presentations. I mean, there are a couple that we cannot share that speakers have asked us not to share, but the ones that have agreed to, we will definitely send them out by email to all the delegates here. If you have any questions or you didn't receive the email, feel free to contact us at events@pata.org. Right? We do have to rush to dinner soon, but dinner will be outside. You will have time to go back and change. There is a contest for best dressed, female and male. It's local costume. So, Liz, are you ready? Oh, I think she just needs some sound on her microphone. So yes, there is prize tonight for best dressed, both male and female. It's local costume. Or if you don't have your local costume, then it is, of course, just smart casual, and it is outside. And it is by the beach, beautiful view. You will actually see the mermaid, as you see on my right-hand side, very famous, right on the beach in Songkla, which is a bit of a drive from here, but you will have time to go back, freshen up. Not that much time, but you will have some time to do that. I think someone said earlier today, you have to have some flexibility with travel and tourism, so allow us just to fix the technical details here. Okay. And are we ready? All right, Liz, the stage is yours.
Thank you so much, Paul. And I'll keep my comments brief. I know it's been a long day for everyone. And I have to say, this first conference for me with PATA is a bit of an emotional one because I mentioned to you that I'm new to PATA. I didn't know them very well until I joined about a year ago. And I'll share with you an interesting story. That before I joined PATA, it was kind of a big decision for me. And I talked with many friends in the industry who were either current members or former members, and I heard 100 different voices about what PATA was, what PATA should be, what PATA could be. And if you listen to every voice, you'll go crazy. But made my own decision about what PATA is. And I'll share with you one amusing comment that a friend gave me. And they said to me, "Oh, Liz, PATA is like, is a poor man's XYZ travel conference. It's not as big and, it's not as big and flashy, and it's not always in the expensive, big urban cities. They tend to pick those secondary, tertiary cities." And I'm so glad that I didn't listen to that voice, because experiencing our day in Songkla and experiencing this conference and listening to, the meaning of community-based tourism, I actually think it's the opposite. I think we have had this history of capturing the real treasures and the hidden gems, and it's not the poor man's anything. I think actually, the richness is in this. Right. Now, I think I made, you'll be amused to hear this, I made two mistakes, at least that. But one of the mistakes, I have to apologize to my marketing team, because when they sent me the photos of Songkla, I said, "No, that doesn't look real." I said, that looks too artificial, and I didn't believe some of the photos. And now that I've seen Songkla, I understand why, that it's actually real, it's well preserved, it's, it's, it is real, and it does exist. This is the kind of tourism that should exist, and more of it. And so, my apologies to marketing team. The second thing that I'm remiss at, and we've thanked a lot of people contributed to this, our wonderful hosts and sponsors, but the most important people that we did not thank are the community members of Songkla, and they're the heart of this experience. And so the tour guides, the ice cream vendors, the drivers, the local community is who's been at the heart of this whole experience. And I have to say that, they get the credit for really making this a really special event. And they exemplified exactly what we advocate for. And so that really is, those are the people we need to be thanking today. And the way that they take care of their city and the way they showcase their city and stay authentic to that, I think that deserves a big applause. So I think that, this experience has reinforced our message in a really deep and meaningful way, in a way that our PowerPoint slides really, can't just capture, or our guidelines, or our protocols, anything like that. I think that it really was, and my hope was that bringing people together, you've had 2.5 years of Zooms, one after the other, and I wanted to make sure that every conference that we do, whether it's in a small city or a big city, there's some experiential part, there's always a sense of community, there's always a sense of collaboration and engagement, and you always get learnings and insights, because we are a network of networks and we're a network of experts. Everyone in this room has some great knowledge about travel, and I think bringing these minds together is what brings together some of the magic. And I think that, during the DASTA presentation, bringing these ingredients together is where the magic happens, and this is where we can advocate for all that is good in travel and what it can bring to the country, to the people, to the culture, to the communities, and the industries. And so, I'm really proud to say that, I think that we've really seen the bright side and the best of travel, just in the last couple of days. And so, everyone here in Songkla should be very proud of that. So a few of the key words that came to mind, hidden gems, authentic, inspiring, experiential. So my thanks again to our hosts for this event, TSEB, TAT, SSEB, DASTA, Prince of Songkla University, and Songkla City, and like I mentioned, the people of Songkla, the village, the town, and I'll say thank you to my own PATA team. I know you're smaller than you were in the past, but I'm really proud of the hard work that you've done to bring this together. So thank you, everyone. And also, we brought together a great community today. People came in from 21 different countries, and my thanks. I know some of you, particularly Peter, perhaps suffered a lot, or you were very challenged trying to get here. I know Al, you had a very long journey, last minute, so thank you for coming in. And I hope we made this worthwhile for you. And we really look forward to seeing you in our next beautiful destination. Thank you so much.
And thank you, Liz, for leading us towards our mission in creating a responsible development of travel and tourism. Oh, yes?
Maybe one other message. If anyone gets a chance to talk to the Minister of Tourism, you can tell him that we have about 300 people that love his hometown now. So.
Thank you very much, Liz. I think Liz encapsulated this whole event beautifully. Thank you so much, Liz. Now, I do want to do a quick wrap-up because I know we got to get out of here. We got to go to dinner. So, just want to make a couple of notes. I'll try to do it really quick. We value your opinion. Your opinion, your feedback is important to us in improving our activities and events for the future. So scan this code. I believe the team will also be sending out an email with a link to the survey. So please do take a few minutes out of your time to take the survey and provide your feedback. Just note about some upcoming events. We have our PATA Gold Awards, winner announcement and awards ceremony. This is all virtual on October 7th. So if you've submitted an application for an award, we'll be announcing it on October 7th, so mark your calendar. But if you did it, you can come watch and see who won. And this is, of course, sponsored by the Macau Government Tourism Office. And as Liz said, we do have our next event in Ras Al Khaimah, the PATA Annual Summit 2022, under the theme Reconnecting the World Sustainably. For our members, our board meetings will be taking place on October 25th, and then the event will be on the 26th to the 27th. It's only 45 minutes outside of Dubai. And last, rounding out the year, we have our PATA GBTA APAC Travel Summit 2022, right here in, not right here, but in Thailand, in Bangkok, under the theme Defining a Responsible, Sustainable Future for Business, Tourism, and MICE, December 8th to 9th, in the newly renovated Queen Sirikit National Convention Center. So this is both conference and trade show elements. So if you're a buyer or seller, you can also register for the events. There will be sponsorship opportunities available as well. More information will be available in the next 2 weeks. Okay. So, farewell dinner. It is at Songkhla, Salatai, Samila Beach, famed mermaid sculpture right there. Special prize for best dressed. And I said local costumes. If you don't have a local costume, smart casual is fine. The transfer is, this is not correct because we wear over time. The transfer is actually, once I say we're done, outside, buses are waiting for you. And then you go back to the hotel, you'll have some time, six, maybe a little bit later than 6, but 6, then you will be transferred to the dinner. We have to be on time. There is a police escort that will actually take you to the farewell dinner. What's extremely important, there is only one transfer at the end of the dinner at 9:15 p.m. If you miss the transfer, you are on your own. So I will recommend, if you miss the transfer, download the Grab app now so you can take a Grab back to your hotel. So 9:15, mark it. If not, you're on your own. Download the Grab app now if you think you might not make the transfer. And if you haven't yet, extremely important, confirm your departure airport transfer outside of the transfer desk as soon as possible. Or if you need a PCR test, we do have a list of facilities. Please do contact our PATA staff or the information desk. And once again, thank you to our hosts, TSEP, T-A-T, DASTA, SEP, Prince of Songkhla University, and Songkhla City, as Liz says, as well as everybody in the local community here in Songkhla. Thank you to all the volunteers from the universities around this region. Really, thank you so much for volunteering over the past few days. And of course, thank you to the fabulous AV team for their hard work. Thank you, of course, to our staff. Thank you to all our official supporting partners, our sponsors, and our supporting media partners. Thank you especially to our members, our life members, our partners, and our chapter members. Without your continued support, none of this is possible. So thank you so much for your continued support in our mission for the responsible development of travel and tourism to, from, and within the Asia-Pacific region. And most importantly, thank you to all of you for joining us and being part of that journey. So thank you so much. Enjoy tonight's dinner. Stay safe, stay healthy. Take care. สวัสดีครับ